What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mel here for another classic review, and today I'm going to talk about thoughts on the third and final of the Hanna-Barbera Superstars 10 series, and also the Scooby-Doo one, Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. First premiered on television on November 13th of 1988, and also there were some changes and also a final appearance of some certain characters. But yeah, before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, you have become a werewolf. You better run and hide because there's a certain vampire who is going to force you to be in his road race for the rest of your immortal lives. So yeah. And this was a doozy here, I tell you what. So yeah, Scooby-Doo Reluctant Werewolf is the final one. It also marks the last appearance of Scrappy Doo. As a protagonist, he won't be appearing in any of the other franchises until the live-action 2002 Scooby-Doo movie, when he's the main villain. And also marks the last appearance of Shaggy's red shirt. If you don't know, he started wearing that red shirt since the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo. So it won't be until Scooby-Doo and the Cyber Chase it will be back, but only for a different reason, because this is when the gang encounters their video game doppelgangers wearing their original outfits from the old Scooby-Doo Where Are You series. Except Shaggy, since they want to make sure, since Shaggy has rarely changed his outfits since the series, he always wears a green shirt and slacks, so they gave him a red shirt to make sure you don't get confused on who's who. And also, after the Werewolf came after Zombie Island, which I did not know. And yeah, there's some characters you'll be surprised by who. As you know, is the voice cast by Don Messick, who is the voice of Scooby-Doo and Scrappy. We have Cassie Chasm as Shaggy. B.J. Ward, if you recognize her, she was I think she was the voice of Velma or Daphne from the original series up to the new Scooby-Doo show, I think. Sorry. As the voice, she's also doing the voice of Googie, Shaggy's girlfriend, and Repulsa. To make sure they're confused with the villain from Ghoul School. Repulsa, this one, is the bride of the monster, the Frankenstein monster. We have Hamilton Camp as Count Dracula, and also Jim Cummings. No, wait. Sorry. If you remember Hamilton Camp, he was the voice of Colonel Calloway, the headmaster of the Callaway School for Military Academy, aka the rivals of the Miss Grimwood's School for Girls. Now you know? Good. We have Jim Cummings as the voice of Frankenstein, well, the Frankenstein monster, Skullhead, the snack bar manager, and Genghis Khan. Just wait. We have Joe Gilbert. Joan Gilbert as the witches and the woman at the store. We also have Ed Gilbert as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Snide and the narrator. Yeah, to make sure they won't get sued or for copyright reasons, they changed the name to that. That's why we have Brian Mitchell as Bone Jangles. They're not going to be confused with the Bone Jangles from Corpse Bride, although they do look alike except one thing. This Bone Jangle has two eyes, a bow tie, and wearing cufflinks. Well, they do both wear bowler hats. That's the only thing the difference goes. We have Pat Musique as Vanapyra, Drax's wife, and Alan Oppenheimer as Mummy. Sorry. And Swamp Thing. We have Rob Paulson as Brunch, one of the Hunch Bunch, and his twin, Frank Crunch, voiced by Frank Welker. If you don't remember, he's the voice of Fred and also Scooby as well in the future. He also does the Spider Monster, Plant Monster, and Tyler County Racer 1, which is from one of the racers, Shaggy B, in the race before he turned to a werewolf. As you know, the present takes place in Transylvania, where Drago's hosting their annual Monster Row rally with all these classic horror monsters, combined with the Frankenstein monster, the Mummy, the witches, Bone Jangles. Well, who else? Let's see. Oh yeah, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hot Snide, the Dragonfly, and many, many more. Unfortunately, the Wolfman sent him a postcard saying he's now officially retired and moved to Florida, and he doesn't want to see him again, which pisses him off because this is our traditional roll round. Without him, there would be no race. Also with him is co-host and wife, Vampira, I think? Yeah, Vampira, which is a homage to Vampira and Elvira, Mistress of the Night. Which, of course, when Drag calls out Wolfgang about finding a new werewolf, which it happens every 5 centuries on 3 nights when the moon is full correctly. It turns out to reveal that the new werewolf is no other than Shaggy, which turns out Shaggy is a demonstrated racer with the help of his pit crew, composed of with Scooby and Scrappy, and also supported by his girlfriend Googie, who's also the cheerleader as well. Back to Transylvania, Draco calls on the Hunch Bunch, which to all the other monsters, they hated and feared the Hunch Bunch, literally. Which, of course, we got the two Hunch Bunch. Brunch is the smart one, while his twin Crunch is the stupid one. Which are tasked to get Shaggy turned into a werewolf by 3 nights and bring it back here. If they fail, they're food for Dracula. I mean, literally. Soon they arrive to America. At the first night, they try to, cut a hole in the roof so the moonlight can affect Shaggy, but Scooby started to find out. So during the second night, they're at the supermarket and they try to do it. They failed. The third night, that's when Shaggy, Scooby, and Scrappy are heading for the drive-in movie theater because Shaggy has a date with his girlfriend Googie over there. That's when they took the opportunity. The Hunchback took the opportunity by pressing one of the buttons in his car to drop the top roof, the sunset roof, which of course turns him into a werewolf. But due to their dismay, Shaggy has hiccups, which alternatively chases him back to a human and back to a werewolf, back and forth, back and forth. His girlfriend tells him to go get something to drink because of the hiccups, of course, but he still turns a werewolf, which freaks the whole crowd out until finally the hiccups stop, which turn him to a werewolf permanently. Which people start to freak out until they announce that they're a werewolf, which Shaggy doesn't understand until he realizes he is the werewolf. And when he gets his card, Googie is freaked out because she sees as a werewolf until she realizes it's actually Shaggy, which of course they escape from the mob, which is mistaken Shaggy for kidnapping his own girlfriend, which even the police following them. They manage to lose them until the Hunch Bunch kidnaps them by pouring moon dust on them to put them to sleep and tows their car to Transylvania, where they wake up and they meet Dracula and the rest of the monsters, which of course Shaggy doesn't want them to do the race, which of course bribe, blackmail, etc. doesn't affect Shaggy. That's when Draco makes a deal that if he wins his race, he can turn him back to normal, which he agrees. And we know Draco is a double crosser, so he's not going to keep his promise. He'll do everything he can to screw everything up. Next day, Shaggy started a little training, like getting to know the track, Which, of course, Drax sends the Hunchbunch to screw things up. Well, it doesn't work out well. So they dress as cats, so they keep Shaggy up, so he'll be too tired for the race, which I think one of them gets the boot from, I don't know, it's from Scooby or Shaggy, who just threw a boot at them. Next morning, Shaggy's tired, but Googie tells him he can do it and gives him a kiss, which that actually wakes him up, like, quick. Here's the thing about Googie, because she's the only person who actually supported the Shaggy and cares about him. Even though he's a werewolf, she still loves him. Where was that with Velma? And Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, because we never see that in that before. And with Googie, Shaggy has a better relationship with Googie because they actually make an equal base with, because she actually likes Scooby in the gang, and Scooby likes her as well. When it comes to this one, Mr. Incorporated, Velma gets pissed off because Shaggy decides over a dog than her, which of course she doesn't take it lightly. And this was at I think it was prom or homecoming, I think. Ouch. After that, the race begins, and of course, every monster conspires to stop Shaggy from winning. The Frankenstein monster tries to shoot Shaggy with his lightning bolt gun, which of course he fails. He actually his wife, which causes him to fall into mud, which she turns the gun on him and shocks him as well. Soon after fail, and with some help from Shaggy's girlfriend and Scrappy, Dracula has enough and releases Genghis Khan, an ape-like monster. I guess he's related to King Kong. Messed up, but fortunately, Dracula fails, which causes all the racers to crash and gives Shaggy the winning lead and wins the race. But fortunately, Dracula's, like I said, a double cross and cheats, even though his wife calls him out for that and says it's unfair. They made a deal, which he doesn't care. Googie finds out how he does it until Tracker tries to get the boat, but they manage to escape. Of course, as the chase goes on, Dracula's helicopter gets struck by lightning, which causes him to crash into the ocean. Which we have a gag here of Dracula swimming on the ocean, trying to escape from a shark. While the Hunch Bunch is enjoying pina colada on the deck of Dracula's private yacht while they're trying to save him. Well, I don't blame him. He just put one of them in boiling oil as punishment. And it's right there while he's watching the whole race. Damn. Back at the house, they celebrate by eating pizza. Before that, Googie tells to say the words so he can turn back to normal, which of course he does. He turns back to normal, and she kisses him again, embraces. They're watching a movie, which of course, while eating pizza, Shaggy got the hiccups again, and this time, when he hears a growl, she thought he turned to a werewolf, but no, it turns out Scooby is playing a damn prank, which you can tell look at Googie's face, she didn't not like the joke. Of course, as usual, in the film, which of course say, well, it's all over, but no. Which we in the window, they're actually about to say Dracula and the Hunch Bunch sneak up the window and immediately announces their return. Say, "We're back," which ends the film in a cliffhanger, so we don't know what happened. And that was the whole dudes right there. That's for home media. It was released on VHS and DVD back in 2002. Like I said, during the time of a live action film. And yeah, those are my thoughts on Scooby-Doo and the Rock the Werewolf. And this is actually a good film because it also brings a certain character that we hadn't seen again in a while. Like, they really bring out characters that haven't seen in years, like example Flim Flam, and when they brought the TV film about the 13 Ghosts, and he brought him back as a grown person now. Googie, on the other hand, they never brought her back. I don't know why. She seems like an interesting character, plus she's actually supportive to Shaggy all the way. Even though he got turned into a werewolf, she's supportive. I don't know why they put like a pitch between like a relationship with Velma. Yeah, I don't know. There was a TV live action film of Scooby-Doo and the swamp. I think it was the frog monster. You know that's when Shaggy had a crush on Velma while working at the resort, which of course didn't work out well. Same with Daphne and Fred, a recording musical number. Really, like singing "By the Light of the Silvery Moon." It's actually pretty funny, but weird. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Scooby-Doo Like the Werewolf. And tell me, what was your thoughts on this film? Did you like it? What was your first scene? Do you agree that Googie is actually a better girlfriend to Shaggy than Velma? I don't know. Tell me in the comments down below which of the two. Well, Shaggy did have multiple, I think, but I don't know. The first two I come out is her and Velma. That's it. And yes, there was a time when Shaggy confused and started making out with Daphne because they were under a hypnosis spell, which made Scooby and Fred faint. Which is actually pretty funny. And this is weirdy because Daphne was in her bathrobe. That means she was out of the shower, running to Fred in a bathrobe. I'm mistaken that she was actually with Shaggy, and I don't know. I don't know what happened. I think those two. My guesses are as you. Did they fuck? I do not know. Well, they know damn weird logs. Damn, that's gonna be some strong stuff. I tell you what. But yeah, back to Rock the Werewolf. Tell me what you think of the movie. Did you like it? Did you own the VHS, DVD? Hey, did you enjoy it? I don't know. But until then, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video. And you're asking, hey, I already did the Zombie Island, so until then, see you next time. Peace out.